With the much anticipated Season 3 dropping earlier this week, has it lived up to the hype? Is this the best Sea of Thieves update yet? With the addition of a whole new campaign, a boatload of new cosmetics and some fancy new AI threats, I think we have a contender. Let's get on to the video. Starting up, we'll be going over the cornerstone of Season 3, A Pirate's Life. There will be spoilers for some plot points, so if you want to avoid spoilers, come back later or skip to the timestamp in the description below. I want to just flat out say the team at Rare have done a phenomenal job with the story, atmosphere, level design and fan service here. This has been a labour of love for 2 years now and it really does show. If you're a fan of the film series of Pirates of the Caribbean or have fond memories of the ride at Disney World, then you'll be elated to see what they've done with this. The story does double up with a little bit of Sea of Thieves lore here, however it's mainly sidelined compared with the interactions of the Pirates of the Caribbean crew. There are some great implications with these tall tales in regards to the lore, but we'll look at that in depth in another video. Starting with the first tall tale, A Pirate's Life, this sees us journeying to the Sea of the Damned to rescue Jack from the Ferry of the Damned, with a stop through Sailor's Grotto in which many of the ride set pieces have been recreated in the game. This is a truly magical experience, and as someone who has never been on the ride, I know fans of it will be elated to say the least with what has been done here. After journeying through that delicious piece of eye candy and atmosphere, we are greeted with Sailor's Grave and the Cursed Captain, the best character added in this campaign. After completing a few side quests and assisting him back to his body, we stow away on our ferry to rescue you know who. The final fight here is okay, it's a really easy on-rail section, but I won't spoil too much for you. To sum up, this tall tale was my third favourite ever and is dripping in atmosphere and charm. Tall Tale 2, The Sunken Pearl, comes in as my second favourite. A great mix of puzzles, fan service, lore and combat here steals the show. I'll cover the lore in depth in a separate video because it really is superb. The two boss fights are great fun and very different to what we've experienced before in the rest of the game. The only reason this isn't my favourite Tall Tale is the number of game-breaking bugs. My girlfriend got knocked off in the final fight, to which she respawned at the bottom, and on my screen she was still at our level. Not to mention the cannonball barrel stopped refilling because another crew was there with us. I've seen numerous reports that if another crew is there, then your progress will likely get f***ed up. It's a shame because it's a great Tall Tale, but it will be superb once it's patched, and lost out on the top spot because of that. Tall Tale 3, The Cursed Captains, is another fantastic addition and again leans into the ride set pieces. This one will be really nostalgic to fans of the ride, however they chose to adopt some of the revisions from the 2010s rather than the original, well, for obvious reasons. All round, a great love letter to the ride, but not a whole lot to it apart from a superb ending scene. I might go as far as saying this is my fourth favourite of the bunch. Something of note regarding the first and third Tall Tale is that they have these excellent open world areas to explore with hidden secrets, a side quest and Easter eggs, which is something that works really well to flesh out the replayability. Tall Tale 4 is my favourite by far, probably of all time and of the new 5 Tall Tales. It's essentially a massive fortress you need to ascend with some nice puzzles along the way, some awesome combat encounters, and a sick lore reveal at the end, which I won't spoil. Think of this as an expanded version of Tall Tale 2, but with less bugs and more parkour puzzles, and an awesome set piece to kick it off. Tall Tale 5 is probably the weakest of the bunch despite being a visual spectacle. There's a massive boss fight against spectral ships, then giant mermaid statues with another reveal at the end, with the final encounter being a tad disappointing for what it should have been. It was a nice neat ending for the Pirates of the Caribbean characters, but leaves some unanswered questions for other plot points that have been raised. Overall, these Tall Tales do blow the previous ones away, with some claiming the top 5 spots on my list easily. If you're looking for a fresh experience or a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, you'll be exceptionally happy with what Rare's done here. The rewards for completing each Tall Tale are good, with some being better than others, and the final reward for completing all of them 100% is something we've never had to unlock before, and I won't spoil that either. My favourite rewards are for the Sunken Pearl, and my subscribers will probably know why. The last thing I want to bring up in relation to the campaign is the phenomenal work the sound team has done with the music. Along with some beautiful adaptations of Disney's soundtrack, which I won't be playing here for copyright reasons, we have some excellent original tunes, with my favourite being the new rendition of Who Shall Not Be Returning, with some new lyrics pertaining to the sirens. Overall, these Tall Tales were well worth the wait over the last few months, and make Season 1 and 2's underwhelming delivery more than worth it. I actually said to one of my crewmates it's going to be really difficult going back to normal Sea of Thieves after that spectacle. So what about the rest of the season then? There's not a whole lot for people who don't like Tall Tales, but there's still a huge addition to the regular game when you consider the new AI types have been added to the world as random encounters. My favourite additions are the ocean crawlers, with the eel users being my favourite by far. The ocean crawlers are a breath of fresh air alone. Not to mention we have a more agile and versatile skeleton counterpart with the addition of phantoms. They're so much better than their bony cousins. Finally, sirens are the aquatic threat, which just blow away the sharks in terms of variety. Ranged attack, heals, teleporting and the Trident of Dark Tides all make these feel fantastic. Speaking of which, this is a great tool for PvE, but I haven't really had chance to use the Trident on PvP apart from the time a grief has sunk my ship while doing the Sunken Pearl. And what about the rest of the content added? Well, besides the Season Pass and the Plunder Pass / Emporium, that's pretty much it. How does the Season Pass fare compared to other seasons? Well, it's certainly been improved, but there's still far too many wasted spaces on golden doubloons and a few too many mismatched one-off recolors. The main new set is the Daring Deceiver set, which is the best they've done for seasons so far. It looks really good, and the new Sails, Scar, Face Paint set are okay, not my cup of tea especially as they're incomplete. The new recolors are great for what they are, but it pains me we'll probably never get the full set for each of these. The Whaling Barnacle recolor needs to be a thing, as it's superb. I love the new Ruby Stinger Cutlass as well, definitely one of the best items in the past. There's only 2 Pirate Legend items this time round, Sud's Jacket and the Ferryman's Figurehead. For what little there is, it's a really good couple of items. The Golden Doubloon issue is still persisting across the season passes, and I understand why they do it, but I think it would be much better if we had a second set as a recolor to accompany the new set. This season, it doesn't matter so much as we've got so much content, but I'd still like to see this improved upon in the future. On that note, the Plunder Pass is night and day better with 11 premium items that are all brand new. Yes, you heard that right, brand new, no reused items. Personally, I'm not a fan of the cosmetics in the past myself, but it's great value this time around, so if you like it, absolutely go buy it. Speaking of the Pirate Emporium, it has its best selection yet with Pirates of the Caribbean themed delights. With the Eternal Freedom aka Black Pearl set, including a ship and weapons, Black Pearl costumes for Jack, Gibbs, Scrum and Anna Maria, some Jack Sparrow emotes and finally the Prison Dog. They've all been lovingly crafted, with my favourites being the Scrum costume, the Black Pearl sails and hull, and the Prison Dog. This is by far the best Emporium we've ever had and is made all that much sweeter with a vast array of earnable cosmetics too. Our last lot of earnable cosmetics are here with the Dawn Hunter recolor and the Grimy Builder recolor. They're okay, if you don't like the style of the originals then you probably won't care for these. Nonetheless, expect more cosmetics like this in the future. And no, before I go over my closing thoughts, hit reg hasn't been fixed, so you don't have to bring it up in the comments. Season 3 represents what the team at Rare can do when given the time and resources they need. While the season system had a rough start, the growing pains seem to be subsiding now, with an improved Season Pass, Plunder Pass, the best Emporium yet, 3 new AI threats, and a campaign to rival and possibly overcome the Shores of Gold. I'm happy to say this update is at least on par, if not slightly better than Anniversary, with only a few minor gripes stopping it from being the clear winner. Rare should be prideful in what they've created, not only because they've handled the story so well and the gameplay so well, but most of the development would have been done in the midst of a pandemic for a game that's already 3 years old. Other studios and publishers should take note of the work that's been done here. This is a breath of fresh air for the game and I look forward to what the future brings. Now, the question remains, how will this momentum continue into Season 4 and beyond? Now, time for our weekly Obsidian 6-pack giveaway, and I have some Plunder Passes to give out also. All you have to do is subscribe, answer the weekly question in your comment, and like the video, but that's completely optional. The question for this week is, which part of Season 3 has been your favourite? If you could put your gamer tag in the comment too, and what prize you'd like, I can submit your tag for the prize to be applied. And good luck to everyone who enters. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing. I have lots more to cover with Sea of Thieves, including some lore implications from the Tall Tales and some other fun videos. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.